So we are back. Thank you, Q family that I love. We are back talking about things that we could eat that came from the Bible, that God gave us in this earth, that maybe we have overlooked over our lifetime, or maybe we didn't like it when we were a child, and now it's really good for us so we could eat it. Again, I give a shout out to drjockers.com, where most of this information is coming from, so you could go there too and get the information, and you could also listen to the YouTube Ageless Ways, Longer Days, and you could comment on those YouTubes and let me know what it is, what content you want to hear about, what you want to know about, and we could create shows around you. I mean, this show is for you. It's for the community. I want to make sure that each of you knows how to live your best ageless life. Again, we're not going to look for an expiration date. We are looking to feel the best that we could feel as we move through this life. So we're going to go to our greens. I know I see you rolling your eyes, Q family that I love. Don't roll your eyes on the greens. The greens are very healthy for you. And speaking of greens, you could call Jonathan after and ask him how to plant each and every one of these, because these are all plantable. You could create your own gardens. You could eat right from your garden and know that it's not going to have pesticides and other things. You'll know where the food comes from, and that's what God had created for us to begin with, to eat the foods right out of our own garden and nurture our bodies. So arugula, which is one of my favorites, I love arugula. I love it with some really amazing, delicious olive oil, extra virgin, beautiful olive oil just on top of the arugula. And then some really good Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Not a lot, but just a little to top it off. And I am the happiest person just eating that. It's so delicious. Now, arugula is good for your immune system, and it's a bone builder, so it helps you with your bone building. It has vitamins A, C, E, and K. Next week, I'm going to do the show on vitamin E, delicious little vitamin that it is. It's so potent and so powerful. So we're going to talk about some of the vitamins next week. So stay tuned for that. So arugula also has folate and calcium and some magnesium, potassium, choline. I mean, it is rich in fiber. You can't miss with arugula. I know that some of you are rolling your eyes going, it's too bitter for me. But when you grow it, you'd be surprised how you can digest this beautiful food. It's delicious when you grow it. You may have gotten some bomb arugula somewhere that, turned you away from it, but let's get back to the garden and let's start eating. We have collards. Collard greens are good to lower your LDL cholesterol. How about that? Yeah.
I like collard greens.
I know.
Run over here to Cotton's and get me an order right now.
That's right. And collard greens they take a long time to cook, and Cotton makes amazing collard greens. So collard greens lower your LDL cholesterol, they reduce your blood sugar, and it gives you an immune boost. And it helps, it's antibacterial. And collard greens have vitamins A, B6, C, E, and K, high in choline, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and a great choice for fiber. We have iceberg lettuce. Now, I am not a big iceberg lettuce fan. My husband loves iceberg lettuce.
Mostly water.
Yeah.
99% water.
Well, let's hear what iceberg lettuce is all about. Although it's on the lowest end of the greens, iceberg lettuce contains good things for your heart and age-related illnesses. And iceberg lettuce has vitamins A, C, E, and K. It has iron, folate, choline, manganese, phosphorus, calcium, and fiber. So don't, hate on the iceberg lettuce, because it is good for you. All right, now I know kale might not be a favorite, a fan favorite, a Q family favorite, but let's think about maybe adding some kale. Kale, we talked about kale already. Kale is good for your vision. It's good for, just cleaning out your system. Kale is a good digestive. It will actually kale will kind of work to scrub the inside of your intestines. to get rid of any toxicity. Kale is high in A, B6, C, and K. It's also high in iron and fiber and niacin and folate and calcium and magnesium and phosphorus and potassium, and the list goes on, and some copper. So those are things that you're not getting in your regular food choices. So have kale twice a week. Just add some kale. Remember, we want to steam these vegetables lightly. We don't want to overcook them. We want to make them nice and keep them crisp and delicious. If you could eat them raw, and all the better for you. Turnip greens. Turnip greens are good for healthy bone building, and they boost your immune system. Turnip greens are chock full of A, B6, C, K, and E. And turnip greens are full of iron and folate and copper and magnesium, potassium, calcium, fiber. Are you getting the idea here? Your greens are good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
I like greens.
Oh, good. Mustard greens are next.
I like mustard greens,
Do you
collard
like
greens. I like broccoli. I like cabbage. I like Brussels sprouts.
Nice. They're all good for you.
I know.
I grew Brussels sprouts for the first time. Did you ever grow them?
No.
So fun to grow. Oh, Brussels sprouts are so fun to grow because I didn't know how they grew. I just thought one day, oh, this is a great idea. Let's grow Brussels sprouts, farmers that my husband and I are. And they grow on like this stalk, and then the little flower of the Brussels grow up the whole stalk, and then you just kind of pick them off as you need them. And it's just a fun plant to grow. Just grow it, and it's beautiful. It's actually a very pretty plant. So Q family that I love, grow some Brussels sprouts. You will have a lot of fun growing them, and they're delicious. Mustard greens help to prevent arthritis and anemia. Those of you that are out there feeling a little stiff, go have some mustard greens. It lowers your LDL, and it helps with, heart function. And it's full of A, B6, vitamin C, E, and K, iron, fiber, folate, calcium, magnesium, potassium, thiamine. So chock full of vitamins. Romaine lettuce, another one of not my favorite. I mean, I'm being honest with my Q family out there. Some of these aren't my favorites, but I eat them. Romaine helps to prevent strokes. And it's good for your eyes, your skin, and your mucous membranes. Those of you that are a little stuffed up there, have some romaine. It's full of A, C, and K, and iron, folate, choline, calcium, manganese, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and fiber. And we have spinach. I love spinach. Popeye loves spinach.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Right? He got the big muscles on the spinach. That's got to be truth in there somewhere. So it's good for your blood cells, strengthens your bones, helps regulate your heartbeat, good for blood pressure, combats the free radicals, and it's full of vitamins A, B6, C, E, and K, some fiber, folate, manganese, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and iron. So spinach, good for you. And the last one on the greens list from drjockers.com is Swiss chard. Swiss chard. I think the last time I had Swiss chard, I made it for my mom.
I don't know what that is.
And it's an Italian thing. If anybody has had Swiss chard or knows how to cook it, some of you Italians out there that are listening, 352-315-1410, give us a shout out and help us with the Swiss chard. So that was the last time I think I had Swiss chard. And Swiss chard is good for your sugar levels, boosts your immune system, and your anemia. And it's full of vitamins A, B6, C, E, and K, iron, fiber, folate, calcium, and potassium. So go get your greens. Go to the farmer's market, wherever it might be, and go get some healthy greens and start growing your food too. That I'm going to bring that up many times because
I bet we could get some of that from our friend Jonathan in the next hour.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun because you know what? Food that you grow tastes different.
It does.
I couldn't believe I grew arugula last year, and I couldn't believe when I ate it I said, I've never had arugula like this in my life. It never tasted this good, this rich. It didn't have that bittery, weirdness that other arugulas might have. So when you grow it yourself, it is so fun. It's fun to watch it grow. It just keeps coming in. You cut it and boom, it comes back and you go, wait a minute, I thought I cut you 2 days ago. And then all of a sudden it's back in the pot. So we grew broccoli, which was also fun to grow, and all in pots last year. And so it was the Brussels, the arugula, oregano I had in the garden. I had some mint. Those were like and the peppers really grew too. The peppers were a big hit in the garden. But other than that, I can't talk about, and I still haven't overcome the things that didn't grow in the garden that were planted. I can only talk about the 3 successes that we had in the garden, but the rest of it was like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I have to ask Jonathan too, because like I had these little white bugs that seemed to be all around the tomatoes, and I don't know what happened. It was just a sad time for many of the vegetables that were in the garden. So we move on to grains. So some of the grains that we know in barley, bread was big in the Bible, right? Jesus talked about bread. I didn't write it down, but I'm sure James knows how many times bread was mentioned in the Bible. Corn, flour, millet. Millet, we talked about millet from the caller this morning with the millet flax chips that we sell in the store. Very good. Spelt and unleavened bread. So we have those. And bread from sprouted grains were really what they had in biblical times. So those sprouted grain breads, and we have millet and flax breads in the store, which are very good. We have low carb millet and flax breads, which are very good.
410 times.
410 times bread is listed in the Bible. There you go. And we could start like naming those, right? You are the bread of life.
Yep.
There's like just so much bread I love bread, but I try and stay away from bread because it doesn't have super value. But those of you
332 times in the Old Testament.
Wow.
78 times in the New.
Yeah, let's get some good bread or make the bread.
I like fresh bread.
I was talking to a friend yesterday who's changing the way she eats too, and she said, I made bread. She made a great, seed bread, pumpkin seeds, different types of seeds, and she put them all in a bread, and she said it was the best thing she ate. When we start to get back to our roots, and I know, stop rolling your eyes out there, Q family, we could do this. We could do it. Once you start, it's fun, and you really want to. I mean, I don't have a lot of extra time either. But on the weekends, on a Sunday, it's nice when that whole house smells like bread. There's nothing better. It's like when the whole house smells like carrots and onions, right?
Or bell peppers and onions.
No, what was the thing you made the other day with the carrots?
Roast carrot and potato.
Roast carrot and
those
potatoes.
Pictures, didn't you?
Oh, I love that. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah, roast carrot and potatoes. When you
Crock pot and walk away.
Crock pot and walk away. I mean, everybody could do that. Everybody could do crock pot and walk away. I mean, easy peasy. So think about your...
Do you have vegetables in a pill capsule form in your...
We have some that are green specific. We also have green compositions in your multivitamins. Many of the multivitamins now are whole food multivitamins, so you get your greens in the whole foods. And we have protein powders that are green specific. God bless you, Q family. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.